why I got to ask you, what is with Catholic Baton Rouge running? Turn out a lot of running backs. What is going on with that?
I would say it must be in the water, or we got some guys there. I don't want to say they can recruit very well, but they can find talent in the city, and that's the thing. I feel like really initially it kind of started with the Kevin Falk, Warwick Duntree, and then from there, you got your Travis Miners, and then you just hear names from that point. That's something that I wanted to follow. All I remember is hearing about Warwick being at Catholic and being able to get to a state championship and ultimately not win it, but I was able to get there, get to the state championship and win it and be the MVP of the game. So
when you got there, was it kind of like a standard? Like, man, you're a running back at this school.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was. We had guys there. It was not myself, Darius Geis, Khalil Thomas was there. I mean, we had guys who, Travell Johnson was kind of like a hybrid. He'll play some offense, some defense, but I feel like if you were a running back at Catholic and you didn't get the ball and go yard, it was a problem. Coach Weiner was taking you out the game, and I feel like that's why Coach Weiner's being inducted into the Hall of Fame now, because if he's seen it and he's seen the talent and he put you out there, it was something about him seeing you and you doing it and him knowing that you wanted to do it. It's the reason why Catholic running backs are where we are now. But it looked like we still rolling them out. So now I think it's just in the water.
There's another big kid there now.
Yeah.
At LSU, man, with you and Justin and Jamar and Joe and all, I mean, it was talent, but there was a lot of chemistry in that team, right?
Yeah. I would say to this day we still are best friends. We have a group message. It's literally LSU, or not only that, it's like first round picks LSU. It's like it's so many of us in the group message, but we talking it so much, and that just goes to show you, like, we were not just 16, 17-year-old dudes who were just on a team together, playing together. Like, that's where I found family. And to this day, if guys fly in here, they able to stay at the house or stay at whoever's house, and we all link up. If we do go to an LSU game, you always see us together. There's no separation. So that's when I realized, like, okay, these guys I'm linking up with here, and these are my roommates. Like, that group and those years, we were the last group of the two-a-days. We were the last group of, like, doing the things that I felt like is the epitome of college football. I remember us locking down the team room so the coaches couldn't get in there, and we just, like, call it club ops, and, like, we would literally go crazy, and it was just a football team. And I feel like having that camaraderie, having those guys who were there on those older teams, Arden Key, Devin White, who kind of molded us initially to be like, these y'all boys, y'all make sure y'all boys, and from there we rolled and let the football aspect handle itself. That was the easy part, being able to go out there and play, but it's easier when you're going out there playing with your friends.
You were on this team late last season, right? But being able to go through a full off season, obviously with the new staff, like, maybe what's it about?
I would say really just being able to get the switch of understanding what we wanted to do in OTAs. And then as professional-wise, it's just kind of like dropping everything that happened last year and moving on, because, it was obviously we're trying to push that we're trying to get rid of that. That's not what we're thinking about. And then once I kind of seen the offense and everything, OTAs, realized, who Coach Moore was and how many times I played against him when I was at KC, or, when he was at Dallas, and just watching how successful the offense was, that's when I was like, okay, now I know what we're trying to get done, and I know where we want to go. Now it's just getting the tools in order to do it. And I would say OTAs, it was big on terminology, words. I wouldn't necessarily say we were big on trying to figure out who was going to be where, but it was really just understanding this is why we call the plays, when we call them, why we want to call them, and this is how we're going to call them. And once you kind of get that aspect down of knowing this is what Kellen wants, everything else becomes, easy, smooth lanyap. It's nothing to it. So that's why I feel like we were able to have the first 10 days and then go out and have a 126 play scrimmage, because the way we built the scripts and the way we built the game plans and the installs, it made it easier for us to go out and have a call it and run it segment. Whole practice was pretty much that whole thing. So that's the cool part. It's building blocks, and it's not like we were going out there and everybody was dead tired and we had 126 plays. It was a nice, fresh scrimmage and something that I feel like the whole team needed.
To that point, how fun was it? How fun has it been to learn Kellen's offense, especially since you've seen it from the other side? And how does it fit what you do best?
It's been fun because I see how he brought something from each team where he found or had a gem. Well, okay, like I'm gonna use this guy for this and use that guy for that, and now it's like he has so many weapons from the outside to the inside to the tight ends to the running backs. It's more of like I can throw everything at y'all, and then y'all just go out there and handle it. I love it because we have empty in early. We have things with Pony with two backs in. We have things that kind of showcase my skill set, and obviously, I know I can run in between the tackles. I did it, the past 5 years at KC, but it's also being able to, okay, let's split him out. Let's use him as far as a receiver threat, and not only that, when you mix that up with how many receiving threats that we have on the team already, it's like the play calls and what Kellen can do is endless. He can go out and just line people up. Why not have AK spread it out left and Clyde spread it out right and see which backer goes which way? That makes it easy. So you're able to manipulate a lot of defenses, a lot of schemes, and a lot of personnel based off what you can have and what you can do with this offense.
But how do you evaluate yourself as a pass protector, and how has that developed over your years? I
would say, just starting from my rookie year, it was something that I wouldn't say the greatest, but I knew who was identifiable, who I had, and it's something that no matter what year you're in, you feel like you have to work on it. And I would say year 6, I'm probably my best that I have been in pass protection, with understanding that different offense and different things of how I approach it and who's lined up to me. It's been times where I know we would check out a pass pro because it's easier to just get the ball to the back, because that's the easiest way out. But understanding that some things that we have that's called, you have to, and I like it. I'm not gonna sit here and stunt to you because it's more of not having to think on the fly all the time. It's like, this is what I have to do. It's concrete. It's done. Yeah. Once I know my assignment, the assignment, as long as it gets done, it gets done. But I would say it's based off opportunities. If the opportunity to showcase itself, you pull up, you do it, and then you move on to the next play. And obviously, the better you can do that, the more you probably had a ball in your hand, and not only that, probably receiving yards also. So it'll start to have defenses consider blitz in the back also, which makes the offense open up a lot more.
What do you think of the competition in the running back room?
Right now, I would say everything is kind of based off opportunity. It's so many things that each guy can do and each guy can showcase. But if we just had a day that we were just out just literally running the ball all day, I feel like each running back will pop off some runs. So it's based off the opportunities that's put in front of us. But I also know it's so many heads and so many guys that's in the room that they can only evaluate so much and only could put guys out there on so many plays. And it's not like you're going to go out there and run 10 plays in a row unless it's like 10 runs straight. But right now, I feel like each guy is coming out head on fire in the competition and understanding what we need, what we need to get done in the room. And each guy every day is asking what they can do better, and we go out and we correct it the next day. So right now, we do all we can do, so we leave the power in their hands and not on us.
Kind of related to that, with a bunch of guys all fighting for the spots, how important are these preseason games for y'all with live reps, live tackling, and all that stuff to show that there's more there, best essentially, right?
Yeah. I would say it's for our room, it's huge. Because other than that, you really can't say that these are live bullets when you go in at practice. It's a different feel when you go in and getting tackled. It's a different feel when a guy might not come on the blitz and might coffee house, and then you have to adjust your eyes and get somewhere to a different route. I feel like that's when the football aspect of it comes in, and some guys are going to be football players and some guys are going to be robots. So I feel like once you get in that span and to that point, you can see, okay, this guy's going to do this guy's going to do that, and it's not you get your play from the sideline, you're able to run in and know, okay, this is what I have. It's more of you react to what you see, you play your game, and you roll with it. So I think that's when you start to see cream rise to the top.
You said last year that playing for this team towards the end of last year was a dream come true for you. What was it like to get the phone call to come back, and what's it like to be back?
Initially, just really seeing the 504 number coming across my phone, when it was Mickey calling me, I was itching to get on the plane once I realized, who it was and where I was going to be. And obviously, I wasn't even thinking about the circumstance because I already knew. It was more of the opportunity of now being able to have the conversation, here and put myself in a spot to be here, because I wasn't always guaranteed that I was going to be here this training camp. So it was realizing that my dream could become reality if I did what I needed to do. I feel like I only had 2 games to kind of showcase that at the end of last year, but I feel like it was enough to get me in the building for now. But not only that, now I'm doing it again with a new coaching staff and showing them that I can be that incentive, that comes with picking a guy up later on and then keeping him around and showing that he's a 2-time Super Bowl champ, national champ. Like, he's been a champion on every level for a reason, and that's why he's here. And that's why we're going to keep Clyde on moving with the Saints.
Where were you when you got the phone call?
I was literally at home. My wife and I was messing with my dog, and my phone ringing, and she was like, "Oh, somebody from New Orleans calling you." I'm like, well, obviously not, my mom or your mom. I mean, it has to be somebody that's important. And we literally was eating dinner, and I remember packing up that same night. Like, she packed my bag up, hopped on the plane, and I was literally leaving out of Kansas City like 11:30 that same night. I was here in the morning getting my physical. I was done with my physical by 8, and I was in team meeting by 9. So it was a smooth transition. Yeah.
And just real quick, were you talking with any other teams at all?
I ended up talking to Detroit because they were on a run towards the end, and I think Montgomery was having some things with his knee, and it sucks, but Kansas City called back, so it is what it is. But I knew where I wanted to be. Yeah.
Well, when you were a kid growing up in Baton Rouge, was there anybody you kind of model your style after?
I would say I had a Darren Sproles poster in my room. I also had a Reggie Bush poster, and my dad gave me a tape that I used to watch on VHS, and it was a Barry Sanders tape. So out of those 3 guys, I feel like height-wise, I was more after Darren, but play style-wise, a mixture of all 3.